Well, James Dubois, or dubois, we had worked on Honor Up together. He helped me get the deal and finish Honor Up at Lionsgate. And, you know, he went and did this, and I went and did my thing. We've always spoke, and our business models have, you know, they've aligned. And he went and did this deal he got with Fox, and the distribution and the reach and the sales and, you know, the power of it all with my content. I think it's like a match made in heaven. You know what I mean? So it's been working out the last 2 weeks. You know, from what I hear, it's been very well received. The ratings are up. You know, we're putting more shows on. You know, speaking of James, it's been so good. Next week, we're going to do more hours. We're going to do more hours. So, you know, I'm loving it. It's making me step my game up. My dream is always to have a television network, not to have a television show. And this is one step closer to getting to that dream. And again, one of my dreams is having a real partner like a Fox or a Fox Soul. So to me, this is the equivalent of me getting a deal with Def Jam and getting Universal. You know, this is, you know, the same thing. Fox is Universal, but the numbers is way better. It's a whole nother thing. And this is what I've been hustling for independently to get to. You know, as a person that's 50, I can't be doing the same I was doing before. We have to show evolution. We have to knock down doors for the rest of the culture for, you know, the kids, so when they're adults, their lives aren't so hard. So that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what we're doing together. And who would have thought it'd be Fox? Fox Soul. That shit bugs me out who your partners end up being.
Definitely, man. That's dope. And then the first project, one of the first projects of the partnership is going to be the 10-episode docu-series, Hip Hop Invasion. So what's the backstory behind that? That's
a different partnership. That's what I'm doing with my boys in Europe. But I might have that on Fox Soul. You know, I make a lot of announcements because a lot of shit is going on. So I did a deal with a group in Europe to, you know, do a docu-series about, well, actually, I have a series that's on Fox Soul called We Went To, where I've been running around the world looking for like-minded people. So we went to Jamaica, Thailand, China. We went all over the world on some Anthony Bourdain type of thing. But this is sort of an extension of that, but more in the Europe point of view. You feel me? From Europe. This is with my partners in Europe. Also get a deal with them for the NFTs, but, you know, I'll make an announcement about that later. How do you avoid doing that again? Those kind of things. And then there's, you know, I play a movie like Honor Up, so we played Honor Up and all our original programming. Also, we got Dress to Kill, which is another original program. And then we do Dame After Dark. And Dame After Dark is like my little talk show thing. And, you know, at night when I start to relax and just sit down with my homies that, you know, people might, you know, and we just talk freely. You know what I mean? Then we got comedy. We had Mixed Nuts last week. We got some Tory Hart, you know, we got a lot of shit. It's so much. There's politics, there's fashion, there's education, you know, there's the OSG with the 120 black principles, and then there's Poppington, which is all my clothing lines. You know what I mean? So it's all of that.
And then this venture will find you going to be connected with Europe, Asia, Africa, all these, you know, with those sectors. So how important was it for you to take this on like a global scale?
I mean, it's always been international grizzly. You know what I'm saying? I'm only doing what I do to lead by example so the rest of the world can follow. So having Fox as a channel of distribution and a partner in any way, because they have that outreach to talk to people, whether it's, you know, about one thing or another, you can still talk. You know, they still got that outreach. So, you know, getting with them is really one step closer to international grizzly of spreading peace and prosperity and enlightening our culture and evolving us as a people, as a human beings as well. You know what I'm saying? Just making information swaggy, you know what I mean? Done a certain way with taste and style, authentic, no politics. You know what I mean? You know, like what Rockefeller was for music, this is what it is for TV. So if I put a hole in it for music, I put a hole in it for fashion, you know what I'm gonna do for television. You feel me? You know that's paid in full, TV show, state property TV show, that's Paper Soldiers, all those franchises are going to be, you know, they're gonna wake up. You're gonna see them now. It's the time. You know, 50's opened a lot of doors for us and I'm happy he's done it. So I didn't have to fight to prove that paid in full would be something that would work. I was saying that 10 years ago, but they wasn't hearing it. He made them listen, so now it's time to put the work on the block, because I got it.
Definitely. And then you worked on numerous film projects from Squeezes Washington to the state properties, Paid in Full, Death of a Dynasty, so on and so forth. What would you say is your favorite film project that you worked on, during your entire career?
They're all about different things in my life. Like right now, I just finished this film called The Prince of Detroit. And it's about an entrepreneur, Tommy Duncan. And, it's been interesting because there ain't no guns in it. You know what I mean? No, it's no violence. It's about entrepreneurship and lineage. My girl's working on a documentary about us having a child and the journey of IVF and all of that. It's all about what's inspiring me in the moment. So they're all, I can't really say there's one. They're all different. It's like I couldn't pick a favorite project. I love them all. Everything is always a reflection of what's going on in my life in the moment and how I'm feeling. That's the difference with my programming and as a point of view. You know what I mean?
What are some of the other projects that you'll be working on moving forward as far as Dame Dash and Fox Soul? What are some of the projects you'll be on moving forward?
Well, we got this TV show, In Love for a Living, the docu-series. And, I got this rockumentary where I'm going to be playing, it's rock and roll. I did a rock and roll project. It's a lot. It's independent movies, showcasing other filmmakers as well that, have talent, that need a little help. All of that. It's, think of HBO, think of Netflix, think of MTV, think of Bloomberg TV, think of all of that, but from our point of view culturally, but made better than anything you ever seen. So pound for pound, I put my content up against anybody's content. We shoot with movie cameras. I got my own studio. I own the cameras. This is what independence looks like, and I fought for it. And I want people to see that when you do fight for what you love and something good and independent, it might look like a struggle, but it's worth it. And this is what happens when you hit that W. But you gotta fight. And that's what this network represents. Deprogramming. To break the programming that makes us think we need to work for them. That we don't work for our own family and pass it on and have lineage and all of that, and nepotism. That's over. That's what this network is.
Definitely. What are some of the lessons that you learned in the past working on all these projects that we was talking about, like you worked on, as we said before, Sweet Watching, Death of a Dynasty, Paid in Full, all the projects. What are some of the lessons you learned in the past that you'll be taking?
The number one lesson is the more you prepare, the more you care. So the more you prepare before you get to the war, the easier the fight is. But if you go and try to be reactive, knowing you got to fight, and you think you're going to just work it out when you get there, you're not going to get the bang for your buck. So I learned how to make a lot of content at a certain price point at a quality, and I had to figure out how to sophisticate that system. And then it was about getting distribution. So I also have distribution. I linked up with Homestead, and also, I'm also putting out other independent movies. And they're going on places like Tubi, which is owned by Fox. You know what I mean? So I think Fox gets the new world and the way to monetize the eat the food you kill model, and I like it. I didn't think it would be them. I didn't know it would be Fox, but it was Fox. They caught it early. They smart.
Definitely. What are your thoughts on the landscape of rap today? Looking at hip hop 2021. What are your thoughts?
I'm 50. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think hip hop always comes from the concrete when you're outside, when you're young. So I never judge what the young people are doing or the kids because I hate when they judge me. But what I do like is that, there's this resurgence of old school hip hop with this battling and the verses and all that. And it's making people that were forgotten recognized again and giving them that star power and another shot at it to me. You can pass me the fly gun, I gotta kill that fly. It's pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? There's a fly over there, you gotta go. You're just looking at me. Disrespectful.
Gotta get him out of here.
Go get my hammer real fast. Come on, you gonna go? Yeah, get that. Yeah, so what you saying, sorry?
Nah, man, you good. Everything's good. I was just thinking on the landscape of hip hop. You've been out of it. Just since you've had the time to step back and take a look at it. Like, what were your thoughts, basically? You got the hammer, you done.
I ain't thinking about it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's for the younger guys. I'm thinking about the new things. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying seeing culture evolve, and like a kid today is definitely a different kid than when I was a kid, but it should be. It was 30, 40 years ago. So I'm not expecting anything to be the same. I'm not comparing. The temperament is different. The drugs they were selling is different. Everything's different. What I do say is these kids is about their business, so they got, you know, I don't like to hear that all this killing going on, and how, you know, it's like back in the day, it was like, you know, you catch one body in hip hop per decade. This shit happened 3 or 4 times a year, and it's sad that we've been programmed to think that we should be celebrated for killing our brothers and not doing nothing to our oppressor. And it's a program that we have to get out of. You know, we got to stop hurting each other for fun, and glorifying hurting our brother is corny, man. We shouldn't be fighting each other. That's what they want us to do. Every time a rapper gets killed, another culture, I'm not saying black or white, just people that are against who we are, they celebrate. Let them kill themselves off while we benefit from their dysfunction. And that's what we gotta, you know, be aware of. I'm never fighting my brother. I will never put a slug in my brother. It ain't cool. You can't walk back when you're black and say, I just killed my family. That shit ain't cool. And they program us to think that because we're from a different block that we not family. Another block don't make us not family. You know, we born into a culture, we family. I don't care what block or what they try, and them be blocks we don't even own. Those are government blocks we fighting over. So it don't make sense for us to be killing each other over other people's shit and not be doing anything to the people that are oppressing us and not realize that it's a strategic program. You know, it ain't an accident. When you go to a school, you go to a hospital, you go to a courthouse, them all look the same. How the f does a schoolhouse look like a courthouse? Because they're preparing us for that. It's either, you know, you fall in line or you go into jail. And scare you to go to the hospital to get yourself right, because you go in there because you're going to feel like jail. Or it's going to feel like court. Why you want school to feel like court? It do make sense. They're trying to control us. It don't make sense for us not to understand that. You know, it's a good program. We just foolish for going for it. Not even black, white. It's about everyone going for a social class. It's about controlling the 99%. Keeping them working. Keeping them thinking they got to work five days a week and only relax on 2 days and only have 4 times a year for a holiday. Hold on a second. Got it, man. Did I get him?
Got him.
Thanks, man.
Got him out of here.
You should. You gotta come in closer.
But you know, there's one of the greatest CEOs, like one of the Mount Rushmore of self-made CEOs, especially this one sip out more about being self-made, looking up from the bottom, and taking on talents, right? So doing that Mount Rushmore. Who are some of the CEOs today you would say that, you know, that caught your eye, just how they move, how they conduct business, you know, just how their team runs? Who are some of the CEOs, the young self-made dudes that, you know, man, caught your eye?
You know, Steve Jobs, he was coming up. I was checking him. And Mark Zuckerberg. I see how they doing things. You know, as far as in the music business, I like how Quality Control is doing it. I think they got a good thing going. You know, I think being able to have a crew and keep consistent, passionate, and being consistent and evolving is important. So I always see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Those kind of people.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.